It's Sunday, January 31st, 2021. This is All About Your Benjamins and your weekly mixtape and weekend review video. Hope you had a great week. First month of the year is now done. We've got 11 more months left to make the most of 2021. Let's get to the headlines that may or may not be impacting your financial plan and portfolio. And there are only a few, and there's really one big headline from the last week, especially when it comes to investing in Wall Street. And you probably heard about the saga with GameStop and AMC and Cost and Bed Bath & Beyond and all these stocks that really went skyrocketing. I'm not going to spend a lot of time explaining what happened and why. I did a video earlier this week that you can find here or here depending on where I can fit it in editing. But I'll have a link to that. You'll be able to check that video out where I explain really what happened on a very, very high level. I didn't get to all the details. There's plenty of other great detailed analysis of what actually happened, but just big picture, how short selling works, how these traders out there were able to bid the prices up and create havoc on the hedge fund and on Wall Street. So that's the first one. It actually talks to the guy who started the entire ordeal on Reddit and didn't really anticipate that going there. I think it's a fascinating story. No doubt it'll be a book. No doubt it'll be an entertaining movie. It'll be the next version of a Big Short type of movie, which I absolutely love. So we'll start off with that because that was the news this last week, which kind of dwarfed some of the other things. Getting into economic news, in 2020, the U.S. economy shrunk for the first time since the Great Recession. The economy had a lot to overcome and had a great fourth quarter, but it wasn't enough to offset what the pandemic did in the second part of the year. So it was it was the first time the economy shrunk since coming out of 2008, 2009. It shrunk at a rate of 3.5%. To give you some perspective, it was a little over 2% that it shrunk coming out of the Great Recession. So it's the worst shrinking in a year of the economy since World War II. But the way we ended the year coming into this year is positive and optimistic that we'll be bouncing back and getting back to growth hopefully this year, barring any crazy new developments within COVID and the pandemic. So just put that out there, something to be aware of. The next thing is Janet Yellen was confirmed by the Senate to be the first female Treasury Secretary. We talked about this in the past that she was going to be the nominee. She has an impeccable record, more than qualified to be there. She's been in and around the financial system for her whole career, and she's the first person to hold three major positions throughout. So that is official now. It was a pretty overwhelming, strong vote to bring her in, although there were a few people, I think maybe 15 votes, that did not vote for her. Probably just people being stubborn and holding the political line. And finally, I told you it was a short week. Finally, GM is going to be phasing out gas and diesel powered vehicles by 2035. So this was a trend we were already starting to see with more electric vehicles coming out. And you saw last year California said they were going to make it mandatory, I think maybe I can't remember when it was, 20-something. So coming in the near future that they would need to be moving more towards all electric in the state of California. And now you see a major car dealer or car maker following suit. Now that just means that they're not going to produce new ones. It's not all cars. In the article it talks about how some trucks and things will still be gas powered, but they're moving more towards all electric, which I think will be a fun and exciting thing. And that's it. Super short this week. Nothing major. Market was volatile, which is okay. Volatility is normal, so nothing major to cover there. No doubt that the GameStop saga at AMC impacted the market as well. A lot of craziness there. So read through those articles and then watch the video that I recorded earlier in the week explaining what was going on and why it was so, I'll say exciting. Maybe it wasn't exciting for everybody, but why there was so much talk about it in coverage. So that's it. Appreciate you taking the time to watch or listen if you're listening to on the podcast. If you're watching this on YouTube, head over to All About Your Benjamins. If you're listening, head to allaboutyourbenjamins.com. Check out the mixtape, some great blog posts there, and a very good tweet. I always include that extra tweet every week as well. So with that, we'll let you go. Have a great week, and we'll see you in the next one.